So we got breaking news. Big news for Ohtani and the Angels. MLB and the Players Association have agreed to a series of rule changes, including one that changes the designated hitter rule and allows pitchers to remain in the lineup after they have been replaced on the mound. It will go into effect this season. Essentially, this rule will only affect and benefit Ohtani and the Angels. Jeff, would you explain the details?
Yeah, so what used to happen is you could not be the pitcher and the DH. You could be one or the other. So when Ohtani was the pitcher, the Angels just forfeited the use of the DH, and they had their pitcher in the lineup the same way National League teams do. The problem with that was then when Ohtani was done pitching, he had to come out of the lineup. They worked around that a little bit by sending him out to right field occasionally, if he was going to come up in the batting order again, and they could have him play right field for one inning, and then he would bat one more time. That's not really an ideal thing because you don't want him to get hurt out there, and you don't want, a ball to be hit to him and he has to make a hard throw somewhere, which obviously could cause an injury. Plus, it means they have to take somebody else out of their lineup, and they still have the relief pitcher in the lineup. So then they still would need a pinch hitter for him. So all that is not ideal for the Angels. But what they changed the rule to now is you can be the pitcher / DH. So even when you're done pitching, you can still be the DH. So Ohtani can basically be in the entire game as a hitter if the Angels choose, no matter how long he pitches. If he pitches one inning, he can still stay in the whole game as a hitter. So that's obviously a big improvement for the Angels. It doesn't really help anybody else because nobody else in baseball has a pitcher who would DH. So the reason that Major League Baseball was willing to do something that really only benefits one team is because they want to encourage other teams to develop two-way players. I don't think that's really going to work. I think it's not so easy to do that you're going to need a lot more than this. But also baseball just wants to showcase Ohtani. He's a big deal for them. And this is a way to get him more at-bats and have people see him more. People pay money to come see Ohtani, and if he gets knocked out of the game early, that's not a good thing for a marketing perspective. So I think that's why baseball did it. By the way, it's not official yet. The teams have to approve it. Major League Baseball official office and the players agreed to it, but now all the 30 teams have to approve it, which I think is going to be a formality, but it still might take another week or so.
It's basically the rule MLB used for the All-Star game last year, correct?
Yes, that is correct. And it was not, everybody expected it then because the game doesn't count and, it's an exhibition and people just wanted to see Ohtani. So I think that it was a natural thing to do then. To do it for a regular season, when it's competitive and it's clearly an advantage for the Angels, there was some question of whether they would really do that. So it was definitely, I would say, unexpected that they made this change.
Who proposed this, do you think?
That's a good question. I don't know where it came from, but I'm sure the Angels wanted it, but I'm not sure that just their opinion alone would have swayed, the other parties to agree to it. So I can't answer that question.
I'm surprised, like you mentioned, that the other owners, of the other teams and the players on the other teams would give the Angels an advantage by implementing this rule. Do they just agree to just do things for the benefit of the whole league or for baseball's future?
Well, I guess we'll find out, but it's also part of a few other rules changes. So I'm not sure that they could veto one part of the rules without vetoing all of them. And the other rules they added were having a 28-man roster for the first month of the season, which helps everybody because, the starting pitchers are not stretched out all the way. And having the ghost runner, as it's called, in extra innings, which in theory helps everybody because it prevents these really long games and drain pitching staffs and that kind of thing. So all those rules were put together in one little package that the teams have to vote on. I'm not sure if teams can vote yes on one and no on the other. I suspect Major League Baseball just said, hey, we're putting this rule in for the good of the game, and, you better vote for it.
Hey, viewers, let me know what you think about MLB's rule changes in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. How much benefit do you think Ohtani will gain from this?
I mean, certainly he's going to get a few more at-bats. I don't know how many more he's going to get. At the beginning of the season, he's not going to be able to pitch that deep in games just because of the shortened spring training. His pitch count's going to be limited. So those games, he might have only gotten 2 at-bats. Now he's going to be able to get 4 or 5. So let's say he starts 25 times, and now he's definitely going to get 4 at-bats in all those games. That's 100 at-bats. He might have only gotten 70 in those games, normally. So he gets maybe another 30 at-bats. So that's definitely a benefit for him and the Angels. And also prevents, the chance of him getting injured if he had to go play the outfield to get that extra at-bat. Certainly that would have been a disaster for the Angels. And now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
So you don't think Ohtani will play outfield this year?
No, there's zero reason to ever put him in the outfield now. There's the DHs available basically for every inning of every game of the season. So
what does it say about Ohtani's stature in the baseball world?
I mean, it just shows that he's a marketing item, basically, that baseball wants to sell. They want to get people to watch baseball to see Ohtani, and he's unique. And Major League Baseball is trying to capitalize on it. And we saw it in the All-Star game, that they made this change for the All-Star game, and the fact they had him be the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. Well, there were other pitchers who probably were, strictly speaking, having better seasons than him, but they still made him the starter. And, I think that it's clear that baseball wants to showcase Shohei Ohtani, as well they should.
Do you think Ohtani will pitch on the opening day?
Yes, I do. I think that they just adjusted the schedule. So his next start is going to be Saturday, which is the 26th. And then he can go on 5 days rest to pitch, I think, April 1st and April 7th. So I think that they're getting him ready to start opening day.
How big of an honor is it to pitch on the opening day in the major leagues?
Well, I mean, it just means you're the best pitcher on your team, basically. So every team has somebody who starts opening day. So every team has somebody who is the best pitcher on their team. So it's a big deal, certainly, for whoever gets it. But, there are pitchers who get opening day starts who are not, ace level pitchers, that they just happen to be the best pitcher on their team. But if their team's not very good, then just because you're an opening day starter doesn't mean you're an ace. But in Ohtani's case, it's definitely a big deal because it's recognition of him being the best pitcher and having the kind of season that he had last year.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. You can also watch our past videos from the description below. Hope to see you again next time.